Can anyone around here speak basketball?
There it is.
It's the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast.
Yeah, buddies.
Welcome to 2019, episode 91
of the Confederacy of Dunks
Basketball Podcast.
I'm Freddie, your host.
I'm Matt Duncan, the producer.
We just said Confederacy of Dunks at the same time, and I think Matt's finally won because I felt good doing it. I wasn't annoyed. It felt cool, actually. Thank you all so much for tuning into the podcast to start the year off for 2019. We actually have a very special episode, don't we, Matt?
Yeah, we do. We're doing a call-in episode like we did on the Kawhi episode back on episode 72.
That's right, the fateful Kawhi DeMar DeRozan trade.
Yeah. So we got all those hot takes. We turned the show into Frasier. We both shaved a skullet into our heads.
Yep.
And
so if you need to picture the way our hair looks, it's a lot like Frasier Skullet. Like it's like
Season
prime Seattle, like flowing in the back, but also like where's the needle type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, but we really do appreciate everyone who listens to the podcast. Matt had the genius idea of making some toques.
Did.
So if you want a toque, let us know. $20 a pop. You know what I mean? We're trying to make our own way out here.
Yeah, they're good quality. They're not shit. So like you're not gonna be itchy. I got an itchy thing with toques. So I mean, if it passes my itchy test, you're gonna have a good toque.
And Matt is a fusspot. Okay. No, he's great. But we really do appreciate everyone listening. Make sure to go to iTunes, subscribe, rate, review, all the stuff the other podcasters
on
say.
Stitcher, if you listen to that, and we're on Spotify if you just want to subscribe and listen there too, because all the hip kids are doing it now.
Oh yeah, and we also have writing now. So
we do.
Kevin Dowse is writing articles for us. I'm writing the odd articles. Sometimes I do my 5 Freddie Feels, which is a quick breakdown of the game, but also how I'm feeling at that point in the season. Kevin just wrote an amazing article on jerseys. Yeah. And he did all-time ranking of the jerseys, Raptors jerseys, rather. So
it's upsetting a lot of people. You should check it out.
Yeah, Kevin, he didn't pull a lot of punches, and I think he went in pretty hard on the military stuff. But I'm into it. It's about time we like drummed up some controversy around here, I think. But this podcast is really, really fun. We got some first timers on. We got some old timers on.
We're talking Raptors resolutions.
That's right. We're talking New Year's resolutions, NBA hot takes. I gave everyone a couple players to think about. Yeah. Francisco, my brother's on the podcast. We got Jess, Nicolette. Kevin Dowse, the OG.
Dowse.
Kevin Dowse is on the episode.
Co-host.
Ian Gordon as well. Roger Bainbridge and Brian Winslow. Pretty stacked pod. Listen, enjoy. We love your feedback. So shoot us an email. What's our email, Kevin? What's our email,
Jesus.
Matt? Whoa, hey.
Our email is confederacyofdunks@gmail.com. You can also tweet at us. Just keep calling me out on all my facts that are not correct entirely, and pronunciations of names that I thought I had too.
Yeah. No, honestly, like give Matt the gears. That's why I do this. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm trying to do a Truman Show-y type of lifelong punishment.
I feel like the pressure is increasing with every episode.
Yeah, me too. We're definitely ratcheting up. But thank you all so much, and we hope you enjoy this episode. There's a lot going on in Raptors land, as always.
Land.
And we got a bunch of hot takes. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Francisco Rivas.
Okay, I'm here with my oldest bro, Francisco Rivas. One time he went 13 for 14 in a rec league game.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Nobody knew what to do. Francisco, what's up? How you doing, man?
Boys, how's it going? It's nice to talk to you. I don't know if people are going to struggle a little bit telling the two of us apart. So should I say my name before I start talking, or how's that going to work?
I mean, we definitely are voice twins.
Yeah. Well, one is on the phone and one is not. Freddie's just running into the back room, and we're doing this whole thing, just him.
I think people who listen to this podcast on a regular basis they'll be pretty used to my stuttering and like meandering questions.
Like, wow, Freddie's so put together on the phone.
Yeah, there's a more put together version of me.
Yeah, I'm like lucid Freddie.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, man. It's been a pretty amazing 2018. The Raptors had the best record in the NBA.
Yeah.
Let's just get going on predictions, hot takes, resolutions. So what do you think the Raptors in general should resolve to do in 2019?
I think, what the Raptors need to do in 2019 is just really aggressively start tampering. Apparently
my God,
that's legal now. So what the Raptors need to start doing is just everything to get Kawhi to stay. It doesn't matter if it's even remotely legal or not. The Raptors need to do that. MLSC needs to do that because that's the way that we get him to stay. If LeBron can do it, I'm pretty sure Rodgers and Bell can do it too.
Oh man, I'm so super on board with that take. Because if you think about it, we have him for a whole season to recruit him. So if the Clippers are going to send Lawrence Frank in disguise Gene Parmesan all over the place, then we have him here. So one funny theory I just heard on the Low Post from Eric Kareen was saying about Blake Murphy is that they think that, or it's a joke, but they think that Masai hires people to ask Kawhi stupid questions when he's in LA.
No, I think they should go above and beyond that. I know Kawhi has a lot of his family working for him, but I don't think that enough of them currently work for the Raptors organization.
Oh,
I want distant cousins, even exes that he's still on friendly terms with. I want them all in some capacity becoming some type of trainer for the Raptors. Because we need him to stay.
Everyone at Scotiabank's like, that's so weird. My usher has a really, really straight face. Everyone you encounter at Scotiabank is just has the deadpan Kawhi. You're like, man, things are really changing around here. No, I'm pretty on board with that. What's Matt, you got any good MLS tampering ideas? I mean, it is pretty full on. LeBron saying stuff, Magic saying stuff. I think teams are just kind of willing to absorb fines. So I guess we should be like that too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the money that MLS has, why don't we just keep buying them houses and stuff here with the money? Have, for every borough in Toronto or something. Give them a beaches home. And then also you want to give him a little taste of Etobicoke too.
Oh, I like that. A little taste of Etobicoke. I'm sure Kawhi is all over that.
Bobby Webster just keeps driving him to another house wrapped in a bow. And I think
and that they should also add on, just give him an HOV pass when he's coming in. Even if he's by himself, just let him fly. Let him do whatever he wants in order to get him to stay.
Get him a transponder for the 407, even though he probably won't use it.
Yeah.
Okay, I like
make it free for him. I like everything.
I like how GTA specific all these things are. We got to get him a ferry pass for the island.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He screw that water taxi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he gets the water taxi. That's the fancy stuff. Give him the water taxi.
Okay, this is gonna roll into. We're actually gonna go back to Kawhi with you, so it's kind of perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's jump to the NBA. So again, this is pretty general jumping off point, but just give me a 2019 hot take of any variety.
Of any variety. Okay, so I think we should trade Kawhi.
Whoa.
No.
Oh my God. This is the best way to start the pod. Just nonstop actual hot takes. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't even think that's, wait, was that a joke?
No, it's not a joke, but I mean, they do it in the NHL. I mean, if he's truly a rental, that's what I feel like. Look, MLSC is owned by a communications company. They should be reading all of his text messages and then figure out what he's doing. And if he's not staying, boom, just trade him to some contender.
That's amazing. He just he texts one of his family friends I'll be going to LA regardless of what happens. Mm-hmm. And then it pops up on his Twitter feed that it's he just got traded to the Knicks for Porzingis.
No, but like legitimately, I think in terms of opportunity, I think, my hot take is that a team from the East is going to win it all this year.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
I do too.
I mean, I think it's like, I mean, I've been saying that I thought the Golden State the Kevin Durant led Golden State Warriors were only going to win 2 championships. And that might be a dumb take, but I'm sticking by it.
Mm-hmm.
No. And if I'm a gambling man, I'm putting money on the Bucks. I mean, Giannis is on a tear, now Brook Lopez is hitting those like step back 3-pointers. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks can be a serious contender.
For sure. And I mean, like, this is also like Coach Bud's, like, he's proving to everyone that he is as amazing. Like, he's an amazing coach, he ran that fantastic Atlanta team, but, he never really had a superstar, and he's definitely making the most of having a superstar. And I think a lot of teams are going to get punched in the mouth by the Bucks in the playoffs. Hopefully not us, but I mean, it took us 6 games to eliminate Giannis with way less talent and system around him, and still with Jason Kidd, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So
now his team, they're gelling. I mean, I think they've got a lot of guys who give us some really tough times. And if Giannis gets going, I mean, basketball comes down in the playoffs to like a game of really like 7-on-7. And, if Giannis is taking 3 steps and dunking, from half, it's going to be really tough for many teams in the NBA to keep up with him. So I feel like, my hot take is that, the Bucks, have a legit shot to win it all this year.
I mean, like, I think you're right on, you're right on the money. Cause like Giannis also is 24. So when the playoffs start, he might just say, hey, I'm playing 48 minutes a game. So congrats on having a bench, whoever I play, because that doesn't matter. I'm not leaving the court. Like early LeBron we did that. So.
Exactly. We saw this happen last year with the Raptors, where we said, oh, we've got the deepest bench. The Raptors bench has never been more important. And then you get into the playoffs, the bench shortens up. You don't give those guys a lot of time to really get their legs going, get the juices going. So it comes down to like a 5-on-5 and really a 7-on-7. And if you're the team that has Giannis, I like your odds.
Yeah, me too. Okay,
just trade Kawhi right now.
Okay, as insane as the trade Kawhi thing is, like, if you really did know that he was leaving, I mean, there's a bunch of teams that would probably think that, like the Knicks or the Clippers, teams that think that they could take Kawhi and they'll be more successful in re-signing him. And to take that chip off the board, I think a lot of teams would do that, especially, with what happened with Paul George and Butler seems like he's off the board. So if you're the Knicks or the Clippers or maybe even the Lakers, you might say, hey, you know what? Enough playing around. We can't risk this. Let's get this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And, we saw before when Drake got fined for tampering, trying to get KD to come to Toronto. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll chip into that GoFundMe. Let's just keep tampering. Let's tamper all the way to get an unhappy, angry Durant in Toronto.
Oh man, I'm into this. Let's get a Patreon going for like the cause of tampering.
Yeah, just to pay off, because I know money's tight for Drake right now, so we can just really help him out and just put some money in there and be like, you just keep tampering, you just keep posting pictures on Instagram of you hanging out with Kawhi late, and I'm all behind that.
By the way, Danny Green said that he was cropped out of that photo, which I'm like, that's the best. But he's like, I understand. I'm not on that level. I'm like, Danny Green's oh yeah, you know what? That's a great transition actually. So I asked you to make up 2 random resolutions or 1 per player. So what's a good New Year's resolution for Danny Green?
Oh man, Danny Green just needs to keep rubbing off on the other guys. I just love his lateral movement on defense.
Oh, man,
and I feel like everyone on the Raptors needs to just spend time with Danny Green, thinking about, moving side to side and help defense, because, he's such an amazing resource for our team. And I feel like he's going to become a beloved Raptor in the next 2-3 years.
I think so too. I mean, I think he's gonna have a massive playoffs. And I could see it being like the thing of of Raptors legend, especially when it's that fifth or sixth guy as far as like the level of importance on the team. Although I'm sure that's arguable, but he's just a guy who's gonna fill his role so perfectly.
And just come playoff time to maybe step off the bench sometimes, or just really do that lockdown defense, and then hit that shot when we need it, because we know. People like Van Vliet, sometimes they take a little while to get going. Like, I don't know Van Vliet's actual 3-point shooting percentage, but it seems like for quarters 1 through 3, it's like nil. And then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, he starts shooting 100% from 3. I'd like guys like Van Vliet to be able to do that throughout the game, kind of average it out a little bit, which is something that I think Danny Green can do in addition to the defense is really just come in cold and start knocking down some shots.
Okay, last question, and it's probably the biggest question, most important question of the entire podcast.
Where am I calling? Where am I calling from?
Actually, that's a fun. Where are you calling from?
From my studio. No, just kidding. It's a minivan. I'm calling from a minivan.
My studio.
Okay, sorry. That took me a little while.
I couldn't make it into the studio, so I'm calling from my minivan.
I love it.
That's how I roll.
I picture you like parked on the HOV lane right now. And there's so many people behind you, and you're like, just have your like emergency lights on. You're like, I'm potting.
Yeah, I'm getting multiple tickets right now because I don't have that Kawhi swagger.
Okay, so Kawhi Leonard, what's his New Year's resolution?
It would be really fun to see someone like Kawhi just say, a couple, a month or two from now, be like, you know what, guys, forget it. I'm staying in Toronto. I don't want to deal with these annoying questions. I like it here. I like Nurse. I like the team. I'm going to sign. Please stop asking me these questions. And that would be an amazing thing. It's probably a bit of a wishful thinking on my end.
Yeah.
But his resolution, just to be a little bit maybe more open, because being so quiet, I think, causes more speculation, and the speculation makes him more quiet, which is just this sort of vicious circle. I'd like him to maybe be a little bit more public and say, look, the plan right now is I'm staying in Toronto, unless I can't get that HOV pass.
yeah. Let's get this guy in a couple like open mics. You know what I mean? Like open him up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He seems like a nice guy. Everyone says he's pretty quiet, but the rest of the team seems to like him. It would be nice for him to kind of end some of the speculation, or I think the other thing that he might want to do is become Lowry's best friend, because Lowry needs a new best friend. Because watching him, shadow send high fives,
I know,
on his way to the game is like the saddest, most pathetic thing I've ever seen someone who makes $30+ million a year do.
I know, seeing it in the tunnel, you're like, oh, but then it was like game 10, you're like, shit.
Yeah. I'd say
it's like you guys are pretty shook up.
He was, man. He's like, I mean, I think Lowry's been pretty open about like, well, he's been pretty openly like unopen.
Yeah.
In a weird, kind of ironic way.
I'd love for Kawhi, my resolution for him is to unleash the cornrows and go full Questlove for the rest of the year. And just don't say anything about it. And everyone's just like, whoa,
don't say anything about it. I like that.
Be awesome.
Awesome, dude. Well, thanks for being the first guest on this giant New Year's pod we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And
thanks so much for having me, guys. It's been great to be on the pod, and I'm a big fan of what you do.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. You got anything to plug? Maybe driving safe or.
Hey guys, watch those distracted driving fines. They're $1,000 now.
Yeah, don't text and drive, and save up that money so we can all tamper together.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Sweet.
Thanks, man.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, see you, buddy.
Jess, Nicolette.
All right, hey, I'm here with Jess, Nicolette.
Hey.
How you doing?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thanks for coming back to the pod for this special
No
New Year's
problem.
episode.
It's great. Doing this from the comfort of my own home. It's perfect.
Oh, nice.
It's nice, isn't it?
It really is.
I mean, it's getting that January cold in Toronto. No one really wants to go outside. Shame on me and Matt for asking anyone to come in studio, really.
It had just started snowing when I got in the car to go home, from the post office or whatever. I was finishing up work stuff. And I was like, I just want to get there. This is the day where I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do anything. I just want to, plus I'm not, and it's the holidays. I'm not there yet. I'm not ready to work.
Yeah.
I hear you. Cool. Let's talk some ball. So, it's 2019. The Raptors had a marvelous 2018. I mean, not necessarily in the playoffs, but what should the Raptors resolve to do in 2019?
I feel like there's no person that you're going to ask that question to that's not just going to say win. They should just win.
I know I thought that was you're the second guest, and the first guest, my brother Francisco, he had a completely different angle. So if you want to jump on the winning angle, that's good with me.
I'm just saying, honestly, even if we don't win, you know what I mean, the championship, I would just a solid fight.
Right.
If we. Whatever, you can never predict who's gonna win, whatever. I'm we're gonna whatever. In my heart of hearts, I'm no, we're gonna win. But you can't. All I want to know is that if we lose, we go down with a good hard fight.
So you don't want to get swept out of the playoffs by a combination of 300 points? I
can't. I mean, not that I don't think we will this year, but we always say that. We're oh, no. We're too good this year for that to happen. So, I don't care. I just can't. I can't handle one of those again. I just, the sinking humiliation that, the whole city walks around with. It's too
bad.
much.
I mean, what really sucks for me is I feel like I have a decent sense of humor, but I'm also kind of thin-skinned. So the whole LeBronto stuff, I was ha ha ha, but I was also this hurts so bad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I loved my team; it was the best year ever, and then to just be made into a joke that was LeBronto was okay, this sucks.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
And then I feel terrible for the players. My heart would break for DeMar every, with every sweep. I just was as much as I hate this, I just I can't imagine being the person that underperformed so much that it happened. It just sucks. So I just want to win and fight. So,
win and fight. I think that's a pretty damn good resolution for the Raptors in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, and play, you know what I mean? I just feel I want their confidence to be as high as ours always is, and not be I don't want them to get the shakes at any time. That is this going to be last year again?
Yeah, totally. And you know what? Maybe if they do get the shakes, we should have a plan where it's kind of all right. If Nurse senses anyone's getting playoff nerves, we're sending in Serge, and he's just punch someone in the head. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's another thing. I'm
just mix it up.
I feel I want more aggression. I just want to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
Not crazily. I don't want to go and hurt anyone or but I don't know. It's just a little bit of more aggression sometimes wouldn't hurt.
You hear that, Malachi Richardson? If we're losing, you got to pull something. Yeah. Pull the fire alarm in the building. You know what I mean? Just do something. I like it. I feel like the theme so far is there's almost a sense of of even though the Raptors are really good, there's still that sense of desperation, and that's good.
Yeah,
I think we need that.
Well, I feel like that's. I mean, look at all the years of loss we've had to deal with. It's a. You need to approach this with a quiet, just some caution. It's cool to be fuck this, we're totally winning, but it's hard for us because I'm still hurt.
Me too. I think they need to approach it with some quiet confidence.
Yes.
Hey, I'm so sorry, everyone. Okay, Jess, give me a hot take for 2019 about the NBA.
Okay. hot take. I've said this before. I feel like if Kawhi doesn't stay, well, I think he will, but if he doesn't, I feel like Kevin Durant's coming here. I just got that feeling.
Oh man,
everybody?
I gotta ask people for hot takes more often. This is great.
Honestly, he's weird. He's totally the type of person that would do something like that.
I thought the Knicks were pushing hard for him.
Oh, I think everyone's pushing hard for him, but I mean,
I feel like everyone is, but like, I just feel like he is such a weird dude that I feel like if he was like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking try it. Like, I don't know. I feel like that would cause such like a mind fuck in the world of the NBA. That I feel like he would do it just for that.
He's pretty down with upheaval, I feel like. And he can also like tip the balance of power in the NBA, and he has championships. He knows that his legend, he didn't get a legendary status by joining the Warriors.
Yeah.
So if he cares about his legend, he still has to, I don't know, do that in some way.
Yeah.
So
and like, where better to do it than with his buddy Drake, you know?
Yeah, you hear that, Durant?
You know what is funny about how, like you're not allowed to recruit players, etc. But I'm like, oh man, we got like the best weapon of all time because Drake can recruit anyone, and there's like no rule against that.
I know.
There's no NBA rule that says, a number one rapper can't recruit you to their town.
So my brother Francisco, who was just on, he wants us to all work together and crowdfund tampering.
Yeah.
he thinks we should all just pool together and tamper like crazy.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, we're all onto something. Like the Raptors are in this weird kind of bubble time-wise, where we're very good, we're more relevant than we've ever been, and I guess it's a fight to stay relevant.
Yeah, and it feels like they have to fight like they never have before. Like we really have to have a playoff like we've never had.
And you know what?
Yeah.
We've traded Toronto, DeRozan.
Yeah.
All the good feels are gone.
Yeah.
So all that's left is just we have to win, and we have to be ruthless. So
we have to be ruthless.
I like it.
It's like we can't. There's no excuse.
Okay, Jess, give me a New Year's resolution for Fred VanVleet.
Okay. You know what? I'm really not sure. I'd like to see him pass the ball better.
Okay. Yeah, he dribbles the ball a lot. He's got some Corey Joseph in him.
Yeah.
He's I don't know. Other than that, I don't know. I feel like, you know what? He just needs to be better. I'm not wowed by him this year. I don't think he is terrible.
Okay,
like,
Fred, you hear that? You got to impress Jess, all right?
I just feel like he could be playing better, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I mean, he had a bit of a rough shooting start to the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
So I think that, that's hurt him.
But I get it, his shoulder, but I don't know.
I'm hoping he makes the most of this Lowry absence, personally. I think it's kind of an opportunity for him to really get in a groove.
He's got good speed, right? Like
he's got good speed. He's very tenacious. Height's always a thing in the NBA, and he's not.
He did. I noticed that last night watching. I was like, you do look small. You look like the little boxer in that Nintendo game. Where he's
I knew where you were going with that right away. You're having fun, Matt. You're having fun.
Like he
punch out.
I don't know, being small, you can just like get in, get out. Like I feel like that's what Lowry has like perfected is like, I'm not that tall. I'm just gonna like boom, boom, boom. I'm here, now I'm here, now I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lowry's also like, oh, is that a literal freight train? Well, I'm taking a charge.
Yeah, like let me just hop in front of it.
I feel like he's derailed a Via or two in his life. Oh. You know what I mean? By just being like, people are like, don't take that charge. And he's like, oh, I will. I'm in Coburg. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know why Coburg, but I just feel like that's a place the Via goes through.
Classic place to derail a train.
Listen, Coburg, I love you. Nice beaches. Cheers. Okay, Jess. Last question. What should a New Year's resolution for DeLon Wright be?
Confidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like he's great. He's such a good player, but like I don't know. I feel like other people have noticed it too. Like how many times he'll like, it's like you have the shot, take the shot, but he doesn't. He'll almost prepare for it, and then he's like, "No, I don't want to, and he'll pass it. And it's like, it's a missed opportunity because we're not going to get it anyways. If he had just like shot that three, like go for it. Even if it didn't go in, then whatever, it didn't go in.
I agree. But you have to take the shots.
Yeah, take the shots. It's just like I don't know. He's second guessing. I don't know. I just feel like I'm like, come on, Delon, like you can do it.
Should we?
Like, I want him to like go like beast mode. Like I don't see that in him yet. Like even Norm,
he's a bit of a cowardly lion.
Fucking amazing yesterday.
You say he's a bit of a cowardly lion?
Yeah, and he needs to find his wizard.
Lion, but it's like even if people aren't playing that good, you could still. They're like, fuck. When Norm wasn't playing good, you could tell he was still like trying. He was like, fuck this.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, now I'm glad Norm's doing better. But yeah, Delon, just like
is that wrap it up time, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say, maybe for confidence for Delon. I mean, Jess, I'm
going to start writing him fan letters.
Well, you run a denim company. I mean, maybe he needs some nice jeans.
Yeah.
Like,
make the DeLon right cut.
That would probably be, I don't know if that's going to work.
Long.
I'll tell him that like every woman in his family can have a free pair of pants.
Honestly, that would be pretty good.
That's pretty awesome.
So everyone. I'll even pay for the customs charges.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's like play meaner. He needs to play meaner.
Yeah.
All right, Delon, it's time to be meaner.
Yeah.
Okay, Jess, thanks for doing the podcast. Before we head out, do you have anything to plug? And yeah, no problem.
Sorry, what did you just say?
I was going to say, do you have anything to plug, or where can people find your goods? What's your website again?
You guys know where to call me. It's Iris Denim.
Yeah.
IrisDenim.com, and yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's all she plugged.
Click on her name.
That's all she plugged. IrisDenim.com. Check it out.
Click on her name. Take you to the site. Buy some pants, guys.
Yep.
All right.
Buy 10 pairs.
10 pairs.
Buy 10 pairs. Come on.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Jess.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, see ya. Have a good one.
Kevin Dowse.
Okay, I'm here for perhaps the most special guest.
Yeah.
No, not perhaps the most special guest. The OG Kevin Goddamn Dowse. What's up, buddy?
Wait, who is this?
It's me, Uncle Leo.
How are you guys?
Good. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
I'm good. I'm not like shouting into the phone or anything. I'm just excited over here.
Oh, you sound wonderful. You sound wonderful.
Beautiful.
Like wonderful Kev. That's what you sound like.
Beautiful. I love it.
Are you at home or are you at the law?
No, I am at home and preparing to re-enter the law.
Oh, nice.
Looking at the Canadian Business and Corporations Act and trying to figure out how I can finally screw you guys.
Oh, well, this is gonna be. Oh man, when we meet our maker, it's gonna be Kev.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Okay. But before we go into the New Year's resolution stuff, Kev, do you want to quickly plug the awesome article you just wrote?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wrote a very definitive ranking of all of the Toronto Raptors jerseys over the years. You can find it at the Confederacy of Dunk's website. It's all over Twitter. It's all over Facebook. People are getting I got
very
heated comments on my Facebook wall about it.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
Yeah, Brian came out very pissed.
Oh yeah, I see. I like the I like that we're stirring up some shit.
Yeah.
You know, we've been nice for a very long time.
Yeah,
and I think that's over, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like 2019 is the year of controversy for all of us.
Yeah, I like that. Cool, dude. Let's get rolling here. What should the Raptors resolve to do in 2019?
I mean, honestly, this is one of those situations where like you don't want to mess too much with it. Like if you got a pretty good 2018 going on, like you don't got to resolve your way, in a circle and get in your head too much.
Right.
I'd say one thing: just keep that ball moving, and in the words of Sam Mitchell, just make more shots.
Ooh, I like that. Anytime anyone invokes Sam Mitchell, you know you're going to a good place.
Yeah, exactly.
Smitch said a lot of things, so in the words of Sam Mitchell, can always go a variety of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think things are good. I think we're seeing flashes of Nurse's system. We're also seeing flashes of maybe some problems in Nurse's system, but I think I think the more the Raps can play as a unit and trust each other and keep the ball moving, like this is all practice for the playoffs, and that's I think what's important here.
That's very well put. I don't think I could agree with you more. And I think there's also some stuff there with Kawhi not necessarily being, again, he's similar to DeRozan. I think he's not a selfish player, but I think that he's not like necessarily a gifted passer. Like that's not where he comes from as a basketball entity. And obviously he's a good passer. He's a superstar MVP level player, but he holds onto the ball and he calls his own number a lot. And I was at the Utah game last night, and he should call his number a lot. But I think that that results in sometimes guys standing around, and when they get the ball, they hold onto it, et cetera, et cetera. So ball movement's pretty important for this team. I think we're 26 overall in ball movement, which is a giant step down from last year.
Plummet from last year.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's not great, but there's a lot of ways you can slice that. Right? Like Houston last year wasn't a very good ball movement team, but they were also I think the best offense of all time.
Yeah.
So again, it doesn't mean everything. But
exactly. It's not the be all end all stat. It's also, I think, speaks to if Kawhi was averaging 5 assists, he would be an insanely unstoppable player.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you give me a wild hot take for 2019? I know you got something, Kev.
Yeah. So it's jumping the gun a little bit. But that's what we're doing here, right?
Oh, we're jumping the gun.
The Sixers are going all in on Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler, and they're going to trade Ben Simmons, and it's going to be a disaster for them.
Ooh, so is this like a
Ben
Thunder
Simmons
Harden?
Is going somewhere else. He's going to take over the team, have the ball in his hands, become a true superstar, maybe even start hitting that jump shot a little regularly.
Ooh.
Subtle flashes of that early on this year.
I wasn't expecting this. Like you're coming from like I guess I should ask, are you Ben Simmons?
Well, here's the thing is that I can't tell you and I won't tell you, but if you've ever seen me shoot left-handed, you'll know.
Here's the thing, I can't tell you and I won't tell you. Would only be better if it was a Smitch quote.
I try to be the most giving interview subject I can be,
Thank you. Yeah. So you think that there's some calculation maybe with Elton Brand and Philly that they would want to move this fast? Like for me, that would be like a OKC Harden scenario, don't you think?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. Actually, that's sort of the comp that I drew in my head when I started seeing, Jimmy Butler is adding some swagger to the team, and he's taking the ball out of Simmons' hands. So we've seen Simmons shooting more, which has been, everyone's been getting excited about that because it's oh wow, he's actually trusting his jump shot. But it hasn't been actually good yet. So I could see Philly, maybe I would argue jumping the gun, trying to get some value for that, and committing to the superstar Jimmy Butler, who will then get injured next year. Not that I'm wishing that on anyone, but I could see that being a catastrophe.
I wonder what they would net if they traded Fultz and Simmons for something.
Right? I feel
you know what I mean? That's insane, but also if you're a team, imagine if you're Phoenix, what would you give for that? I would give I don't know, everything.
That's a Boston cleaning out Brooklyn of all their picks kind of trade, except for actual value.
Yeah. Okay, we got some pretty important people I need you to make up stuff about. So let's get to them. What should the New Year's resolution for Nick Nurse be?
So Nick Nurse, he has to get up January 1st, 2019 and look in the mirror, right? And stay with me.
He doesn't have to, but yeah.
Okay. He needs to do that thing where he splashes the cold water in his face.
Yeah.
In the dead
then
stare.
looks back up at the mirror, and then punches the mirror so hard that it breaks.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm building a picture here. Nick Nurse needs to find his hard edge a little bit more, I think, in 2019. That's what his resolution has to be. Not without losing the team, without becoming just a man shouting into the darkness at nothing with no one listening to him. But But he needs to have that, like, I guess you can't bench Kawhi, and you shouldn't bench Kawhi because he's the best player, so it's not the best example. But
so the first mistake Kawhi makes, bench him, right?
Take the hook. What's that, sorry?
The first mistake Kawhi makes, bench him. I like it.
Yeah, for multiple games.
For multiple games, yeah. I like it. Yeah. So you think Nick Nurse's New Year's resolution should be to get fired within a week?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. I think when like the board calls him in, it's like, hey, we just want to make sure everything's like okay. You're acting really out of sorts. I want him to drop kick the first one he can, and then, but then also just stay in the room and like expect the conversation to keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I really like Maniac Nick Nurse. It's a fun. Yeah. It's a fun little change up, right?
I don't think he should ever sit down ever.
Ooh, okay. This is a good take.
I'm right
because
there with
whenever he sits down, he looks like a teenager who got in trouble. It's like if you're gonna sit down, don't look so like disappointed in life. Stand up. You see him running around the court yesterday?
Oh, I know. Well, he called the timeout to advocate for Kawhi, though, so that maybe that. But I guess that's not really a hard edge. That's kind of like speaking for Kawhi.
That's what I'm talking about. There's like movements in the right direction. You know, if by the end of the year he's giving like wrestling style promos, RIP Mean Gene Okerlund.
RIP Mean Gene for sure.
Yeah. You know, if he's tearing off his shirt and spinning around in circles while he's giving interviews with Michael Grange, all of them, he'll be coach of the year in the lock.
You hear that, Nurse? Do some coke, you know? Okay, what should pardon me, the New Year's resolution for Masai Ujiri be?
This one's, I think, actually a little bit just more practical. I don't know that he's ever done this before. He needs to make a free agent waiver wire pickup for the stretch run. We've got all kinds of bench bigs and like bench wings with shooting. Just going to run down some names for you. You know, Nick Young. Mm-hmm. We could get Swaggy for a half season just to get a run
Tolliver's out there, right?
Yeah. Kyle Singler's playing in Spain right now. He'd be an interesting shooter off the bench. Jody Meeks kicking around.
Oh, Meeks. Bring Meeks back.
Hello, Mr. Meeks.
Yeah. You got the Jet. You got Jason Terry. You got 5 more championship trophy tattoos. Making a lot of mistakes.
Well, I'm glad you guys both skipped the most important person, Bobby Webster. Once again, no one gives a shit about Bobby.
You know,
I don't know what to tell you, Matt. No one cares
about the resolution, and like Bobby's just sitting there by his Masai phone, like waiting for the call, waiting to get activated.
You know what though? I'm just like I'm trying to prove you wrong. Has Masai never made a mid-season acquisition that wasn't a trade? Because I'm thinking Tucker, Ibaka.
I can't think of any. Maybe in Denver. I can't think of any for the Raptors.
I can't think. That's wild. Has he really not? What about like, Jared? Jared Soldier, Carroll. They're both off season. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know what? If you're a fan of the pod and you're listening and we're wrong, write us a really nasty email and make it about.
Regret it in the morning.
Yeah, regret. Oh. I don't know if you can hear that, Kevin.
I can. I can't make it out. It's really ominous.
No one understands what it is. It's basically Boogie Cousins in a giant bathtub, I think.
He's in the
new Happy Place or whatever in the Harborfront. And he just got signed with the Warriors.
Yeah, he's on the phone, confirming it.
Fantastic.
So I guess that means our time's up. But before we leave, do you have anything to plug?
Well, I would love to plug this new business I have. It's basketball player-sized bathtubs.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're all 10 feet long or longer if that's what you're into. Same width though.
Oh wow! So
same width, same depth.
Oh, if only Baby still
same
with
width,
us.
Same depth. I'm sorry, you slipped that one in there. Wow, that's a pool.
So, yeah, no, it's just it's like a diving tank.
Yeah,
I like it.
You got to lie flat on your back. What do you want?
There's got to be an NBA player that like bathes in a shark tank.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
was more than one, Matt. Okay, dude. Well, we got to get rolling and give Ian a call. But
Awesome.
talk soon, and everyone check out Kev's amazing jersey article. And
yeah, more articles coming.
Awesome. All right, see you later, buddy.
Right. Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Peace.
Ian Gordon.
All right, we're here with
Ian Gordon.
big time, awesome recurring
Guest
sweet
on
dude
the
of the
show.
pod.
Yeah.
How you doing, Ian?
Oh, I'm great, man. I'm enjoying the new year. I'm off from work, so I've really had a lot of time to scrutinize everything from the couch.
Good.
Nice.
Oh, that's what we want. Peanut gallery, Ian. You know what I mean? Like,
Listen, I'm very comfortable and cozy. I'm ready.
Okay. All right, let's get cracking here then. So, so Raptors 2019. What should they resolve to do?
I mean, I think when I was on last time, I was harping on defense, and I hate to be like a nerd and like a dad, but I think they need to resolve to be better on defense. I think that they should resolve to be top 3 in the league. Like, I was looking, in preparation for this and just in general looking around, they're 9th in defensive efficiency, right? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, okay? I'm not good at math. Grade 9 math, I was over my head. I was like,
Yeah,
me too, buddy.
Why is
me
there an
too.
X
As soon
and
as
a
I-
Y here? What?
As soon as I hit slope, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck off. You know what I mean? I'm not interested. But if these nerds who do this mean anything, if you look at that, means that there's 8 teams ahead of us, and then 1, 2, 3. So Pacers, Bucks, Celtics, and Heat are all ahead of us, and they're all in the Eastern Conference, and they're all playoff teams.
Yep.
We need to resolve to be better on defense. I think we can. There's room to grow. That's the other thing is we have the best defensive perimeter player in the league, and he's getting healthier as exhibited by his 45-point performance. You know what I mean? So he's doing better. But I think other players can get better too, and we can really get the rotations down so we can be a better defensive team.
Can I run a mini theory by you?
Please.
I think Nurse is jumping the gun a little bit, or our defensive system. I feel like it's designed to stop these Golden State types of like really, really good shooting teams, and we're spreading out a bit too much, and then all of a sudden we'll play a team where some big guy is able to bully us because we're really, really spread out, and I think that's kind of happening all over the league right now. But it kind of like it's awesome because the Raptors can shut down people on the perimeter, but then a shot goes up and we don't get the rebound, or they give it to someone for a pick and roll scenario, and we're a bit too open. And I feel like bigs are able to kind of carve us up that way. Sorry, I know the question was for you, but you just hit on something I've been
You're
feeling.
absolutely right, man. It's a problem. Is you can't consider only one scheme on defense, and obviously they have more than one scheme.
Yeah.
But like if you're leaning towards one, if you're way more skewed towards this perimeter stopping and stuff, then you are going to get burnt on simple big man plays, and like guys like Nurkic and stuff who aren't the best big men but are competent, they're going to be able to score on us, and that's not going to be good because if you are looking at playing, say, Denver or Golden State in the final, if we want to leap right to the finals even, then both of those guys, they're going to have Debo, and then they're going to have Jokic, like both incredibly skilled big men who can pass the ball incredibly well. So if we're not designed for that kind of like, we just have to be a bit more charismatic on defense, a bit more creative, a bit more focused. There's a lot of things.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like we shouldn't he's having a great season, but we shouldn't let a guy like Vucci Main look like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he plays against us. You know what I mean? That guy was just like feasting.
Exactly. And you look at them play, the teams that are ahead of us in defensive ratings and things like that, OKC, Indiana, Milwaukee, Boston, when you see them play defense, they're a bit more disciplined. They have, again, they talk about defensive identity, and those teams do possess it, I think, more than the Raptors do at this point when you watch them play. And we've had some injuries, I get it. Kyle hasn't been himself for probably almost the whole season, I would think, maybe other than the first 10, 15 games, so he's playing amazing. But we can get back to that because he's a great defensive player and a huge addition. And same with Jonas as well. But, there's room to grow there. And I think that's, in terms of resolving, that's something they should resolve to do and something they can resolve to do.
You heard it here from the Peanut Gallery, folks. Ian,
That's right.
Ian wants some more charismatic D, and he's scrutinizing the shit out of you. Okay,
buddy, I'm ready. Yeah.
okay, dude. Give me a 2019 league wide hot take.
Hot take league wide. I think that that the Denver Nuggets are going to make the finals. I think that they're going to do it. I think that they're going to beat Golden State.
And that has nothing to do with you playing basketball like Jokic.
Listen, I love Jokic. He's incredible. He's like I don't understand who
I saw him
is.
live this year. He's nuts.
So did I. I was at that Denver game, and he controls. First of all, he does not miss from the paint. If he's in the paint and he gets the ball, it's in.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's not in, he's making the right pass. He's amazing.
He's Dr.
But he
Manhattan.
just looks like I don't even know. He looks like a giant. What is he? He's like an albino, like a seal who just came. He's a strong marine creature who's just flapping around, fucking everybody over. And he's not even jacked. That's the other part I love about him. He's living my life. You know what I mean?
He's living my life.
He's the potato chip all-star.
Oh wow, that's it.
I wish I could be him. I bet you Jokic eats ice cream bars. I bet you he does.
He probably does, dude. And you know what? Like right now, Joe Ingles is like, hold my goddamn beer. Okay? I also work at 7-Eleven. You know what I mean? Like
Joe Ingles was just about to bowl a bowling ball when I said that, and he turned around slowly and was like, "What?" Eh? No,
he was about to bowl a bowling ball. Take that, bowlers.
Joe Ingles looks like a line cook. You know what I mean?
He does.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty great take. I'm into it. And I think we're gonna get a lot of surprises this year in the playoffs. And
I think so too.
As my brother Thomas said, the folks who wanted parity should be having a parity party because there's a ton of it this year.
I just hope we're on the right end of of those surprises. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too. Okay, so just a couple more things before we head out.
Sure.
Give me a New Year's resolution for the big guys, but we'll start with JV, Jonas Valanciunas. What should be his New Year's resolution?
I think JV's got to resolve to be a better rebounder, 100%. I think that's what he can do. It's not out of his skill set. The leading rebounder on the team is Kawhi with 8.2. And I know that Jonas has been hurt, but I think
he's only playing 18 minutes. Just you know, I'm not trying to. I agree with you. I think he needs to be even better than he is at rebounding.
He can rebound more. How about this? He should resolve to be the team's leading rebounder, even though he's coming off the bench.
I like that.
Make yourself. Like I said, if he can be our like crazy energy dude when he comes out there and just Jonas it up and maybe take the longest 3-pointer in the world. Here and there, but just be that guy who gets all these rebounds, or an agitator. Get your roll down, and be that defensive-minded, crazy dude. I want to see him make the foul if you have to make the foul. Be that dude. Fuck it, be disciplined, but be our like crazy tough guy.
And get one of those workout things that all our dads had where you had to like squeeze to get your hands stronger. I want him using one of those all the time.
Get dirty, dude.
I want him using that on the bench.
Dirty. I like the idea of him doing that and maybe sending Snapchats to Draymond. You know what I mean?
He can definitely be a better rebounder than Larry Nance has more boards than him this year. Paul George. I know these guys get more PT than him, but he can out-rebound these guys. Noah Vonleh. Come on, man. Let's go.
Yeah. And also, JV, you show up to a party with 4 bags of chips, share the chips. Yeah. Don't just eat all 4 bags.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, like study Jokic because you're healthier than that guy and it's not stopping him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Look at Jokic. He's the ice cream man. He is the ice cream. He's the king of ice cream, maybe. I love that dude.
What about
awesome? I wish I was Jokic.
What about Serge Ibaka?
What do you think he's thinking about right now? What do you think he's thinking about? Probably
Jokic?
He's probably thinking about cracking like a shell to eat something inside of it,
An ostrich egg.
I think he's thinking about He's probably on like a train ride somewhere, and I feel like he's thinking about if there's a big rock that's like blocking the tunnel, he could probably move it.
Yeah.
If that were to happen, like I think he's probably thinking like, yeah, I could move that.
It's funny to rip him like this, but he's such an intelligent basketball player too, so it's great. It's just all the way he looks, but he's such a smart guy out there. It's crazy.
Oh, he's smart as hell. I'm sure he's doxing us as we speak.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and it's deserved, in fairness.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So last question. Serge Ibaka, what should he resolve to do for 2019?
Get back to his specialty, become a shot blocker. We need a guy in the middle like that. We need a guy who can block shots for us. And listen, when you look back at his stats, he had some crazy years, led the league, but I don't expect him to lead the league in rebounds, right? He's aged. It's not as though you're not going to factor in somebody just getting a little bit older and getting a bit out of their prime. But I know that he can be better than he is right now. In terms of rebounding, where is he in the league? He's not way down the list. He's in the top 20, which I guess is okay.
Oh, but I didn't realize he was doing that well.
Be in the top 10. If you can you get in the top 10? Can you get to 2 rebounds or 2 blocks a game? Can you? If he got up to like 2 block shots a game, he'd be in the top 10, top 5 probably, right? And he's way down the list right now. So get better at block shots. I don't know if that's his fault or it's our scheme's fault or him getting older or a combination of all 3. But if I was resolving to do something from his end, I would be, you want to be. He's got to have pride in that, right? That used to be his thing.
I mean, I was also going to say it would be nice to see him get in another fight. Remember the Robin Lopez, James Johnson? That was fun.
Man. Yeah. Our big guys should be, listen, if we're going to be the best defensive team on the perimeter, we should also resolve to be the most intimidating core. Like, you don't want to drive on us. You should take that jump shot. You don't want to drive down here,
I like it.
We should resolve to have that toughness.
Okay, dude, that wraps it up for the convo, but
awesome.
What do you got going on? You want to plug anything? You're doing shows all the time.
I'm plugged. Well, I'm doing there's a Icebreakers Comedy Fest. If anybody is in Niagara on the Lake or Niagara Falls area, it's an awesome comedy fest, and I'm going to be doing a show there on Thursday, the 24th of Jan. I'm pumped for it. Jeff Paul, funny comedian, is going to be doing an album taping, and I'm going to be opening. So I'm pumped for that.
Hell yeah!
And guys, just to let you know, Ibaka is 37th in rebounds.
In the league?
In the league.
Oh, I thought he was.
Jonas is 39.
Oh, God. Yeah, see, they can get better than that. They really can.
You hear that, boys?
Come on.
Be more like Jokic.
This is me wearing a knee brace right now, wearing track pants, bitching at a pro athlete to get better.
The knee brace detail was nice.
Yeah.
Make me proud.
Make Ian proud. Cool, dude. Well, Happy New Year, and thanks for doing the pod.
Absolutely. Happy New Year, fellas. Hope to be back on soon, and be well. Talk to you soon.
All right. See you, buddy.
See you, man.
Roger Bainbridge.
Okay, I'm here with a friend of the podcast, Roger Bainbridge. Matt, I don't like when you do that. I really don't like when you do that.
You guys are getting so in sync.
Yeah, we are getting in sync.
It's like that video of CJ and Dame when they're drinking the water at the same time. You saw that?
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit cooler. But yeah, don't do that, Matt. No, just kidding.
Hey, I think you guys need to start the new year off with like a little more teamwork here.
Honestly,
just a
fair
little
enough.
More.
I agree, Roger.
Wow, Roger, you're bringing us together. Matt.
Although I haven't heard any of the drops that Matt's made for this week, so maybe I should take that back.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard them yet either because he's going to put them in later, but I assume I'm going to be just raging out.
Yeah.
Okay, Rog, let's get going here. So this is kind of a New Year's special kind of hot takey prediction pod. Let's start with the Raptors. So
Raptors.
What should the Raptors resolve to do in 2019?
The Raptors should resolve to rebound ever.
Like just some rebound sometimes, even.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a big thing. And then also, what was it? Was it yesterday that they just kind of were just totally off their game with their free throws? It's the little things. I think they need to revisit the little things.
I think that's fair. I think there's been some injury continuity stuff and some kind of system stuff that hasn't really, like, I think the wins have covered some stuff up. I've been saying that from the beginning of the year. There's a little, I don't know. So it's hard to say. It's like a je ne sais quoi. That's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. And so what do we do? What would Tim Duncan do? You go back to the basics. And you just hammer those little things. So as far as like them rebounding, do you think they should play a little bit bigger? Is it kind of like maybe like the like stylistically they're giving up too much? I was talking with Ian Gordon. I was saying I feel like defensively this team really spreads themselves out to stop the three, which is great. True. This is true.
But then it leaves them in a vulnerable position if there's a really good big.
Exactly. So I mean, does it mostly go on Serge? Serge is usually kind of their problem when it comes to rebounding, I think. So I think they should all resolve to mercilessly tease Serge until he starts picking it up on that end.
Okay, now we're talking some teasing. And you know what? How about some big lineups? You know, Nurse is still doing the Dwayne Casey multiple guard lineup, which I think is fine. But DeLon's not like a great rebounder, and if you had OG at the 2, for instance, it's gonna make you a much bigger team. And I think those collective rebounds, they end up coming to bite us in the ass a lot. I think
it's one of the only things that I can consistently point to, like, because different things seem to go off on different. Obviously, you know, if they're hitting their shots as much as they should be, it would be a different thing. But rebounds is one of like the consistent things that I feel like I see them not doing.
Yeah, and then Ian made the point too of should our best rebounder be Kawhi Leonard? Like, probably not, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just because height wise, but I mean, he is great at just snatching balls out of the air. I don't, I think he would be in the running. He would be in the running to be the best rebounder on any team he was on, I think. So
yeah, fair enough, actually. Okay, why don't you give me a NBA at large hot take?
NBA at large hot take.
That's right.
Oh boy,
Roger's stewing up something.
What's the league need? What's the league need? Oh well, I've been saying this. This is more just an idea that I want to have happen in the All-Star weekend. So obviously it can't happen this year, but I want them to realize that it'd be a fun idea. You have like a bracketed one-on-one tournament on you started on the Friday, and then the Saturday is like the final showdown between the two guys that make it to the end of the bracket. I mean, so you start with maybe 8 guys, pair off with 4 one-on-one, play each other for 10.
Like, how amazing would that be? People have wanted 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 1-on-1 for a while now, and I think that's can you imagine watching, I don't know, Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry going at it, and it would be. Yeah. I don't know why it doesn't happen. I wonder if it's one of those weird injury things, but it's they won't play hard enough to injure themselves. They're going to be messing around, right?
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
And also, what if you had a big
and if it was they got either a belt or a crown, that would just become the most sought after accessory in basketball.
Totally. If you were the one-on-one champion of the All-Star game, and also if it was between All-Stars, and you could do one of those things where it's whoever gets this just gets a quiet Mercedes type thing.
Yeah.
I want to see an All-Star bump game.
I think you can open it up like you do with the slam dunk, right? Because it's let's say someone like Luka Doncic doesn't get an All-Star thing, but it would still be so great to see him in that bracketed thing. You know?
Matt's saying a bump game.
Yeah, I want an All-Star bump game.
An All-Star bump game.
Can you imagine? And they could have
it would just be Draymond just smacking people and
Draymond would find a way to kick somebody in the balls.
Yeah.
Okay, so I gave you 2 players. Let's start with.
And I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think they're both the right. Well, I'll let you introduce it, but I think my advice is the same to both of them.
Ooh, okay. I think that's fair, but it's also going to be interesting because they're kind of having, I wouldn't say different seasons, but one guy has popped and the other is probably still going to, but we'll see. So let's start with all good vibes. What should Spicy Pascal Siakam P skills resolve to do in 2019?
Well, yeah, and so again, my advice is probably going to be the same for both of them. But I think what's great is I was listening to his interview with Zach Lowe.
So good,
and the man is just so much bravado and so much like attitude and cockiness.
Yeah,
and I think that is what he needs to just double down on, just like 100%, just with the confidence. And that's what I would say for the second person, who I don't know if you want to introduce them more.
Jump in. It's OG and Anunoby. Anunoby. Sorry.
And I think I feel like I've seen his like swagger get dialed back this year, where it's like,
I think so too. I think he's, he hasn't really been given the, different skills than Pascal, but he hasn't been given the, I feel like, mandate to experiment the same way that Pascal has.
Well, it just feels like he's a little shook. He feels like a little more timid than he used to.
You don't think he's eating a low-fat cheesecake, do you?
Oh, man.
I hope not.
Like,
I don't even know what that's a reference to, but that just sounds like...
He loves cheesecake.
Where's this coming from?
But you remember how much he loves cheesecake?
I don't see. That's the type of thing you remember.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Like it was someone like presented him with a cheesecake when he came to Toronto.
I mean, I believe this because it's so weird.
You forgot about the cheesecake.
I forgot about the cheesecake. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that fell flat.
But I think my favorite Pascal bravado thing on the low post was that he considers the person who's guarding him to not be a person.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, no one's guarding me ever. And you're like, wait a second. So like someone's guarding you. He's like, okay, no, they aren't, because I'm going to get past them. And there's 4 other people. And I'm like, that is a really kind of like Mike Tyson, like punching through your head type of logic.
Yeah, it's kind of sociopathic.
Oh, for sure.
Bit.
Yeah.
And so maybe we need OG to just get a little more of the sociopath in him, and just a little more, because he is hitting threes sometimes. I don't know what his actual numbers are, but I've seen him make some. But I don't think that they should give up on him. I think they need to put him in a situation where he can succeed, and he needs to just trust that he's the guy that can step up and do it.
Now, OG on the year is 336 from 3. So he's actually doing okay. Do you think we should maybe give OG some like other opportunities to find that confidence, or is that on him to force his way in?
Well, force. I mean, I don't know how he's gonna. You already got like 2 very ball dominant characters when they're healthy. Like, I don't know. Like what's gonna happen? When's Kyle gonna be back? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know, because he's kind of like the places that you want him. Like Kawhi's doing it, or Danny Green's doing it a lot of the time. Yeah. He's not really like a driving kind of wing, right? Like you kind of want to keep him out there.
Yeah, and he's so strong. Like when he drives, it looks nice for a little bit, and then when he kind of like gets his shot ready, he's just so heavy. He's so heavy-handed still. Like he doesn't have that Pascal kind of like nice release.
But maybe if he just gets this kind of like what I will call like a John Wick mentality.
Ooh, I'm into this.
Like, and just kind of just headshots, right? Drive into the lane, just headshots, and then just kind of bang.
Here we go. Let's like we got to find some way to like motivate OG. Maybe he needs to cut his sideburns or something.
We're gonna rent out a theater at the Scotiabank, and we're gonna show him both John Wick movies.
There will be cheesecake.
We'll go like, if you need a cheesecake, that's fine. We'll do that.
That's fine. Honestly, that's fine. There's none, on the premises, so it wouldn't be fun, but we'll get you a cheesecake, Yeah.
We're going to sneak a cheesecake in a backpack.
We'll go to Futures Bakery, see what they have.
Yeah.
We can do.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's those are all the questions, Roger. Thanks for doing the pod.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to a year of you yelling at Matt.
Yeah. Maybe I should ratchet that down a little bit, or maybe I go P-skills and I go right through Matt every pod, I
don't know. Do some market testing. See how the chemistry's reading.
Fair enough. You're doing shows all the time. What's going on? You got anything coming up you want to plug?
Oh, what's going on? Well, I'm going to do your show, Rap Battle.
That's right, January 11th.
Mm.
Come check that out. It's going to be an amazing battle. Roger
so
and
at
Pat
the Comedy
Thornton.
Bar, Toronto.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man, it's a huge one. It's a biggie.
And then there's all kinds of other stuff. I'm around.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
click on his name on the episode description.
Yeah, check this guy out. Come on.
Okay.
Awesome, Raj. Well, thanks for the pod. Happy New Year.
All right, take care, boys.
Brian Winslow.
Okay, I'm here with my father-in-law from the South, Brian Winslow, coming in from Beaufort, South Carolina. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing good, Freddie. Good talking to you again.
Good talking to you. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to both of y'all.
I know you're recently celebrating Alabama beat Clemson, so it's a pretty big
not
deal.
Yet.
Oh, not yet?
Not yet.
Oh, I thought it already happened. Sorry.
No, that's Monday night they play, and we hope Alabama beats Clemson.
So just for some context, Brian's actually like in Clemson territory, so it's kind of like South Carolina or Clemson. Am I correct there?
That's right. Yeah, in a lot of the states down here, there's two rivalry teams in each state, and in South Carolina, it's South Carolina Gamecocks or the Clemson Tigers.
Okay.
And we unfortunately picked the losers this year.
Yeah. But Brian's a Gamecock guy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which I learned was pretty important when one time I bought very bright orange shorts for swimming.
Not a good thing to do if you're not a
No.
Clemson fan.
Yeah, I know it's big no. But you know what? I'm learning every day, right?
Right.
Okay.
This has been Christmas every day. It's bowl season in the States for all the college football teams and the national championship Monday night. So in the South, football's king right now.
Oh, that's fun.
It's good times. I mean, it's a bucket list thing for me to go to a bowl game.
Yeah,
It'd be
that'd be
cool.
amazing.
Or
Yeah,
actually
it would be fun.
a game at all, like a college game. I've never been to a college football game. It would be crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get you to one next year.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, all right.
There you go. We'll mark that off the bucket list.
Woo! Okay, well, we might as well start talking Raptors since that's my whole world.
Yeah.
So, Brian, I'm asking everyone the same question. What do you think the Raptors should resolve to do for 2019?
Keep everybody healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right
No one said
now,
that
they've
yet.
got a lot of people on the bench with injuries, and are they deep enough to overcome them? So far, it looks like they have been. Freddie's filled in pretty good for Kyle, but that's the big thing. And, the farther you get in the season is to keep everybody healthy.
I don't know. Have you guys ever had a bad back? Because I have. And
Oh, yeah.
You can't even just sitting is horrible. So
Yeah. I understand Lowry's getting shots now. Is that correct?
yes. So that just came out 2 days ago. So Lowry's got to stay healthy. And I mean, I don't know how old is too old, but maybe you should stop taking charges from Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
he's a pretty big guy,
or just wear some kind of football padding or something if you're going
something.
to be
He's gonna sneak it in there because I always tell people Kyle Lowry, he's a much more muscular version of me, but he's basically my dimensions.
Yeah.
He's 32 and he's 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
And he's playing against monsters. So so it's
the
tough to stay
days
healthy.
of basketball being a non-contact sport are long gone.
Yeah. I don't even want to sit courtside in case someone falls on me.
Okay, Matt, that's a bit much, okay? You got to live your life, dude. I can't.
But that's what I'm thinking is they look like they got the team that they need. They just need to stay healthy.
I can't believe we made it all the way through this podcast. You're actually the last one up, and no one mentioned health.
Yeah.
Because the Raptors have been pretty healthy the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And this is the first year I can remember where, no giant injuries yet. We'll see with Lowry. And Jonas had a pretty bad thumb break tear thing. But
dislocation.
But yeah.
Well, do y'all think they're deep enough to handle a couple injuries like that?
I don't think so.
I think they're deep enough to handle the injuries they've had so far.
Mm-hmm.
But, if there was like a Danny Green or a Kawhi injury, then I think we're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like the way they've been pacing Leonard so far. Is that going to continue, you think?
I think so. I've heard that the Leonard's people and the Raptors people, they want to keep doing he's going to rest one night of a back-to-back until the All-Star game, and then he wants to play every game.
Well, it seems to be working. What did he have the other night? 45?
Oh, yeah. So I was there last night. And
were you at the game? Nice.
I was. Yeah, it was his career high 45 points.
Yeah. Well, they're going to need that.
And
because there's a bunch of other teams in the East that look like they're coming on, and it's not the ones I thought. Milwaukee is right now seems to be the team to beat.
Milwaukee's amazing. And how about Indiana? No one's talking. Indiana is a really good team.
Yeah, they're right behind Milwaukee. So, Boston and Philadelphia don't even get talked about anymore.
And you know me, that's music to my ears. Mm-hmm. Anytime people don't talk about Boston, it's like the birds are just singing for me. I love it.
Right. Well, there's a lot of competition there, so they're not going to coast into this division title. So I've been asking everyone as well. What's your 2019 NBA bold take? What's your hot takeaway? That is just so wild that people aren't going to believe it. I don't think Golden State's going to make it to the finals this year.
I love it.
I think there's too much internal dissension there now, and you could, what have they done? 3 or 4 years now of being the team to beat. They've been
to the finals 4 years in a row. So this would be number 5, I think.
Yeah.
I think people are starting to figure them out, and their team chemistry, which has been great, I think they're losing that. So I'm going to say right now that they're not going to represent the West.
I love it. I mean, and me and you were talking over the holidays, right? Father Time, undefeated. And I think you're seeing that a little bit with Draymond. And Andre Iguodala looks a step slower. And I think even if you have, their 3 guys, Clay and Durant and Curry just going off in the playoffs, you still need those role players. They have a guy in their team that they're relying on named what's that guy who was on the Raptors? McKinney. Yeah. So
Alfonso.
he was like Alfonso McKinney was a guy that he couldn't even make the Raptors roster of 15 or 16 guys.
They're relying on him.
Yeah, he's like their number 8 or 9 guy. So I think Golden State's they've lost a lot of depth. I feel like.
I would say so.
And I think there's a lot more too to all of that conflict they've had between their big time players that we just don't know about.
Draymond. Yeah, I mean,
Clay's been slumping.
There's a lot of money at stake too, and I think if you're Draymond Green, you're probably looking at Durant and you're like, "Get out of here! I'm supposed to get a max contract, man."
Right. So that's where I'm coming up from. I don't think it's going to be Golden State. That might be crazy, but
I think it's making more sense. Yeah. Preseason, I'd say crazy, but we thought it was going to be Houston and OKC and that we're going to give them trouble. And that's like Denver. Denver's in first place in the West.
Yeah.
I think they're just exhausted at the thought of.
And I think, every team marking you on their calendar every time you come to town. There's a wear and tear.
Dallas looks like they've got a team that's maybe not this year, but in the next couple of years. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competition out there now.
If I was a Dallas fan, I'd be pumped. That Doncic guy, he is something else. He's another one of these guys who looks like he works at a convenience store, but for some reason he's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's been playing basketball in Europe since he's 10 years old professionally.
Yeah, exactly. We have the same thing with Jonas Valanciunas. He started getting paid to play basketball when he was 14.
Wow.
Yeah. By the time they get here at 18 and 19, these guys are pretty seasoned. So
yeah. Okay. Well, last question for you, and this is pretty big for all Raptors fans because, like you just said, Lowry just started getting shots in his back. Matt clearly, has back issues. He can relate.
I've been there.
So, if you could tell Kyle Lowry one thing, what should his New Year's resolution be?
Stay away from the cookies and cake.
Yeah, that's it's probably not a bad idea, right?
Too late.
He tends to be on the pudgy side to start with, and I know what that's like. So needs to watch the diet so he can stay quick.
Yeah.
Take some weight off the back.
Keep your core tight.
Keep your core
tight.
There you go. Maybe, if you're going to have a regular beer, just have an O'Doul's or something instead.
A fake beer. There you go.
Yeah, have a nice, fake beer. Someone's going to make him some gluten-free cookies.
Yeah. No, drink a Coronita. Don't drink a Corona. Drink a Coronita.
Oh, I see. Is that a smaller
small
one? Oh, okay.
But that could be a good resolution for all of us. The way we probably all ate over Christmas and in the holidays. So, not just Kyle, but all of us.
I mean,
for sure.
I was with you in Pennsylvania, and I had my fair share of cookies and chocolates and beer. So, you know what? I should be sick of it, but I'm not.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because it's addictive. And
well, it's good stuff. Okay,
give me another after 8.
You've never had an Ohio Buckeye, okay?
No.
It's just an amazing, perfect chocolate. I got a bunch of them in my freezer.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I definitely want to try one.
No, I'm not sharing with you. Okay.
Oh my god.
Well, any more advice for Kyle? You know, just I guess keep healthy. He needs to do the Steve Nash diet. You know, maybe he needs to cut sugar out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, he needs to.
Yeah, hopefully he can stay healthy, because I know Freddie Van Fleet can fill in, but I think Lowry's key to their going deep in the playoffs. So that's my resolution. He needs to do what he can to stay healthy.
Yeah, I think you're bang on. Freddie can fill in. DeLon's been not great, but there's a difference. You know, there's a big difference. Lowry is an all-star, and I think Fred he's a good player, but yeah, he's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds good, guys.
All right. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing the podcast, and Happy New Year. I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Matt. Happy New Year, Freddie, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Yeah. See you in May.
All right. See ya.
See you later.
Bye.
Basketball. It's the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast.